Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial is on how to make this turtleneck Abaya maxi dress with side pockets. And for this tutorial, I use the silk fabric. Other fabric option for this tutorial will be like crepe fabric, Duchess fabric, satin, any fabric that has a good drapes. So this is a free size. And the measurements you'll be needing for this tutorial is mainly your gown length and also your bust length. So I used 3 meter fabrics, which is a little bit above 3 yards of fabric. So the first thing I did to my fabric is to fold it into two, after which I fold diagonally into four. So I'll be using a paper to do a more explanation on what I did. So I'm going to assume that my full length and the shorter part is my 60 inches length part. So I folded the full length part into two, after which I folded that same part diagonally into four. So I made sure one part is actually meeting the folded edge while the other part is way smaller compared to the longer parts. So after folding we should have something like this, and then the longer part should look like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to start inserting my measurements. So to do that, I'm going to mark my starting point, and that will be where I have all the four fabrics folded. So using my ruler, I'll go ahead and mark that out. And after marking, the first measurement I'm going to insert is my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I'll come to the line and mark my shoulder line, which is 15 inches divided by 2, and that's 7.5 inches. So I'm just marking 7.5 inches there. And if you happen to be working with centimeter, you can just do the conversion. 1 inch is about 2.5 for centimeter. So from that point, I will come down by 8 inches, which is my armhole line. And I'll go ahead and connect that. After which, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4, which for me is 9 inches. And then I'm going to add 2 inches ease and then 1 inch for similar ones. So in total, I have 12 inches at that point. So whatever it is your bust measurement divided by 4 is, you can just go ahead and add 3 inches more to it. And then I formed my armhole curve. So for my neckline, I'm going to be using 3.5 by 2.5 inches for my front neckline, and then 3.5 inches by 1.5 inches for my back neckline. So the width of my neckline is 3.5, and then the front is a little bit lower compared to the back neckline. So I'm just checking the out. And after marking that, I'll just go ahead and make a diagonal line from the bust point down to the last edge of the fabric. The next thing I'm going to insert is just my gown length plus 1 inch for similar ones. So my gown length is 55 inches and I just added 1 inch for similar ones. So I'll be marking 56 inches. So for better understanding, I'm just doing a brief explanation here. So I basically took my starting point, then my neck measurement, After which I took my armhole and then my bust measurements. And then from there, I made a diagonal line down and then I took my gown lengths. So all we have to do is just to cut it out. And then you cut out the armhole and also the neckline. So at the end of the day, we should have something like this for our abaya piece. So moving on to the fabric, I have my gown length measured out. So I'll just go ahead and start cutting. So to cut the neckline, I'm going to cut the back first, after which we'll come back to the front neckline. So for my lower piece, that is what I have, and I'm just cutting it out. So after cutting out, we should have something like this. Then I'll just go ahead and push back my back piece in order to be able to cut out the neckline for my front piece. So I'll just trace that out. And then this is what we have for the neckline. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark my pocket opening. So I'll just come from that point and I'll come down by 16 inches. So I'll go ahead and notch that part, and this is where my pocket is going to start from. So for my pocket pieces, I cut out 4 fabric pieces of 10 inches by 8 inches. So I have 4 pieces of that here. So I'll go ahead and attach these 4 pieces to each side of the abaya pieces, right side facing each other. So from the 16 inches point, I'll start fixing from the point, and then I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I'm done pinning, and this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and take that to my sewing machine and sew. After which I'm going to join the shoulder, then join the sides, leaving the pocket opening. And I will do the same to the other side. To cut out the fabric for the turtle neckline, I'll go ahead and take my front and my back neck measurements. And I will use that to cut out my turtle neckline. So from the remaining fabrics, I just went ahead to fold it into 2 and then fold it into 4 in order to cut out my sleeves. So for my sleeves, I'm using 24 inches length, and the width I have on the folded part is 9 inches. So I'm just drafting out my basic sleeve pattern. So I marked 4 inches at that point, then I connected it, after which I'm just going to trace out my basic sleeve curve. So I'll just go ahead and cut that out. And I'm going to notch the midpoint. So the next thing I'm going to do to the sleeves is just to make my elastic opening because I'll be having elastic at the M side. So go ahead and fold that part and then make an opening for a tiny elastic. And for the turtleneck, I have a 4 inches by 20 inches fabric, which I'm going to fold into two, and I will just go ahead and stitch it together. I'm done making my elastic opening, and then with the head of safety pin, I'll go ahead and fix my elastic in the opening. So when I get to one point, I'm going to use the straight pin to hold it down, and then I will continue to the other edge. So after fixing, we should have something like this. Then I'll go ahead and do the same to the second sleeves. So this is what we're going to have for our sleeves part. And I'm done stitching on the turtleneck part. Also, I fixed the shoulder and also the pockets. So the next thing I'm going to do is to open up the armhole, and I'll go ahead and fix the sleeve to that point, right side facing each other. So taking the sleeves, I'll just fix it right side facing each other, and I'll go ahead and pin it down before taking it to my sewing machine. So after pinning, we should have something like this. I'll take it to my sewing machine to sew, and after sewing, the next thing I'm going to do is stitch the side from the sleeve parts down to where the pocket starts from. Then I'm going to leave the pocket opening and going to stitch the pockets together and then continue the side seam. And I'll do the same to the other side also. So I'm done fixing that, and this is my pocket opening. The next thing is just to fix the turtleneck. So to do that, I want my turtleneck to have an opening in the front. You can also decide to make it at the back. The length of my zipper is about 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and fold my fabric to get a midpoint, and from the midpoint I'll come down by 7 inches. So I'll just go ahead and check that out. And with my ruler I'm going to connect the 7 inches points, after which I'm going to cut it out. So I'm just notching the midpoint of the back piece. And I'm going to notch the midpoint of the turtleneck facing. So I'll go ahead and fix it right side facing each other to the opening points. After which I'm going to fix the zipper at the opening points. And then I'm going to hem the lower parts. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and fix that. So after fixing, we should have something like this. So I'm done fixing the turtleneck, the zipper, and also the lower parts. And that's for the sleeves. So this is the final outcome of our Abaya maxi dress. I hope you find the tutorial helpful. And if you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video. And for more amazing tutorials, you can check my playlist above. And if you have any question, you can also drop it in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching Jazakumullah Khairan, and I will see you in my next one, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.